All right, time for the sledding party. Okay, so we have a cord where the tension is 120 newtons. And we're at an angle of 25 degrees to the horizontal, which means we have to draw the horizontal and then say that angle is 25 degrees. Cool, cool. So there's 120 newtons, and we know some of it's going that way, some of it's going that way. We have to break it into its x and y parts. X and y are always at a right angle, which is handy. So this is 25 degrees. Sine of an angle is opposite over hypotenuse. I remember this because I remember SOHCAHTOA, S-O-H-C-A-H-T-O-A. This means sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent equals opposite over adjacent. That's what that stands for, so SOHCAHTOA. So the sine of 25, I'm going to call this the x part and the y part. Sine 25 is opposite. Opposite that angle is y. So I'm going to say y over the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle, so that's 120. So 120 sine 25 is our y. And 120 cosine 25 ends up being our x. Let me show you that in slow motion. So cosine of any theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So cosine of this theta, cosine of 25 degrees, is adjacent. Now what's adjacent to it? There's two things adjacent to it. There's two things right next to this angle that it's touching. It's touching the 120 and it's touching the x. But the 120 is a hypotenuse, so we don't get to count it there. So the adjacent is the x and the hypotenuse is the 120. So if we want to get x by itself and it's being divided by 120, we're going to multiply both sides by 120. So 120 cosine 25 equals our x. Should we need it? Let's continue our free body diagram. We've got a mass because we're probably on planet Earth, so we've got mg going down. They gave us friction going back, and they said friction is 15 newtons. 15 newtons. Okay, and we want to know the acceleration. Okay, so we know the sum of the forces in the x direction are going to equal ma. Newton's second law, F equals ma. The force going forwards, that's this part. So that's the x part. So we're going to say 120 cosine 25 minus whatever's holding us back. What's holding us back is our friction. And they said friction's 15. That equals ma. Our mass is 100. And we're solving for a. One equation, one unknown, we can do this. So 120 times the cosine of 25 is apparently 90.63. Minus 15 equals 100a. 90.63 minus 15 is 75.63. I want to get a by itself, and right now it's being multiplied by 100, so I'm going to divide both sides by 100, so that'll cancel out. That's the whole point of it. So that number divided by 100 ends up being 0.756 meters per second squared is our acceleration. There we go.